up out there, YouTube? Double D here with Tournage du Bois. Welcome back. Today we've got a project that's new to me. Of course, a lot of projects are new to me, but that's okay. So I've got this old stump piece that I cut out in my backyard. Not sure what kind of tree it is or was, but it's got some fun markings. It's got some, I'm hoping for some spalting in there. It's cracking. It's been in the kiln for a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this off to get it to fit inside a 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to stabilize this because it is pretty soft and punky here on the edges. Hopefully you can see some of that, but like I said, I've got to get this cut down so it'll fit inside a 5-gallon bucket, and then we're going to get that into the vacuum chamber with some cactus juice, get that stabilized, and then we're going to cast it and do some turning. So the big part today is going to be getting it stabilized, and hopefully then we'll be able to go from there and get it cast and possibly turned. Either that or that'll be a second follow-up video. So stick around, let's go have some fun. So in case some of you are asking or wondering why I'm going to do this using a bucket, I'm going to put the bucket inside my vacuum chamber. That will help cut down a little bit on the amount of cactus juice that I use for stabilizing, but then it will also make sure that it will fit inside my 5-gallon pressure pot as well. So it's an easy template to use. And I'm just going to mark this off, and I'll cut inside that line on my bandsaw. Hey guys, welcome back. Got the blank all dried out. I'm just going to bring this up here real quick. So we've got the blank. We got it down to 3.01 kilograms. Ran that through the toaster oven again for about an hour and a half at 250 degrees, and it came out the same weight. So that tells me it's all dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it in the vacuum chamber over here. So we've got our vacuum chamber set up. We've got a bucket in the vacuum chamber, and we're going to put this in the bucket. We're going to put a little bit of weight on it to hold it down, and then we'll get it under vacuum. What we'll then do is, as we are running the vacuum, we will open and close this valve as bubbles start to come up so it doesn't spill over. So we'll watch that, and then once the bubbles don't come up as violently, then what we'll do is we'll just kind of watch it and maintain. And while those bubbles are coming out, that is still the air coming up out of the piece, and once that stops, then we'll be able to let it start soaking for the same amount of time that it's under vacuum. And then after that's done, we'll throw it back in the toaster oven and bake it. So let's get this going. Put this HDPE cutting board that I got and cut up. I'm going to put that down so I can put some weight on top of that, and that'll keep it held down. So we have our 1 gallon of cactus juice along with the stabilizing resin. So what we'll do is we'll take this bottle, pour it into here, shake it up real good. That's going to activate it, which is going to change the shelf life on this for about 6 months, give or take. Then what we'll do is be able to keep reusing this over and over. So it's not like I pour it in here, we use it, and then we dump it out. We're going to put it back in the bottle and be able to use it to stabilize other products. Got a 5-pound weight we're going to put down on here, like I said, just to hold this down. With this all shaken up, I did put today's date on it so that I know how long it's going to work or how it'd be good for. So now we'll just pour this in until it covers. I can tell you if I don't have the weight on there, it all floats up, as you could see there, hopefully. So that's why it's important to have the weight. I'm going to go ahead and just pour the rest of this in because it's not going to hurt. A lot of that's going to soak into the wood. And then when we're done, we'll pour it back in. So I'll bring you down here real quick so you can see. But you can see the air starting to come up out of the piece. So this resin's going to go into all of those holes that the air's coming out of. And then when we throw it in the oven to bake it, it's going to make it all solid. So we're going to put our cover on. I've got this open to let air flow in for now. Take the cap off and we're going to turn this on. And we are back. So it has been about 3 hours since I put this in. The vacuum's holding really, really well. This has not even moved. So I'm super happy with that. I've not ran the pump anymore. And we have virtually no more bubbles coming up. So this is going to sit overnight. And actually I'll leave it sit until tomorrow afternoon. Then I'll come out and I'll put that in the oven. And we will get that baked, so then we can get on to the next step in the project, and we'll go from there. All right, so we've got it taken off of the vacuum, and so now we're just going to let it soak for a while to get all that soaked up into the wood, and then we'll get it in the oven, get it cooking. See you there. All right, so when I took it out of pressure, or from under the vacuum, the level went way down in this. So it's obviously absorbing pretty good. My buddy Lewis over at Klondike Craftsman indicated that you can put marbles down in there to help with raising the level. So I'm going to see if that'll work at all. There's not a ton of room around this, of course, so larger marbles won't work, but the smaller marbles should hopefully fall down in there pretty okay, and we'll be able to go from there. All right, so I forgot to turn on the camera, but I got the piece out of the resin, out of the cactus juice, and it is in the oven now. Put it in for 225 degrees for about 90 minutes just to make sure it's good and baked. And we'll get that going here when we get it out. What we're gonna do is rough turn it to the shape we want, and then we will move on to the next process. So see you in a few. And we are back. We got the piece out, or we got it cooked. Had it in for a little over 2 hours at about 225 degrees. The important thing is getting that temperature up over the 210 degree mark so that it actually bakes and activates that cactus juice. So let's go ahead and pull it out. We got it obviously cooled down enough now we can touch it. Ooh. All right, and I'm guessing this thing now weighs about 8 pounds, give or take. Pretty heavy. But we will get this up on the lathe, get it spinning, and get it roughed in. So let's get going on that. All right, so I have center found. This is about 9 inches across. So So I have the center found right there. Obviously this is a dead spot. We're not going to put a hole in. But we're going to get this drilled, get it set, and up on here on the headstock, so we can get this rough turned and go from there. Obviously there's some cracking. Not super worried about that because a lot of that will turn away, but I'm also going to do some casting with this. So let's get going. And welcome back. We've got rough turned, the holes drilled in. I am going to distress these edges on some of these holes a little bit just to make them a little less round. I don't want it looking like a polka dot bowl. And then what we will do is we're going to cut this extra bucket up to raise the edge here just a little bit higher so we have room for a little extra resin that we'll need to fill in the crack and such. So we will get that done, get that glued on the edge. Then we'll get the interior sprayed, this set in there. We will mix up our resin, pour a little bit of that in, set this in to get that in the bottom area, and then we will pour the rest in very carefully and go from there. And then we'll get it in the pressure pot. So let's get cracking. Now that those are mixed, we have about 30-minute window to get these mixed up in and go from there. So I mixed in the black alumilite dye with this. So we got it nice and black, and then we will add the mica powders for just the look we're wanting. And then we'll go from there. Stir it up a little. Now we're going to add our black diamond mica powder pigment. This is what it looks like. There's a nice little shimmer to it. We're going to put in just a teaspoon of that. Stir that up and see how that looks. For the gold, I want just a touch of the gold look. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon. Now we're going to pour it in the mold. Just a little bit, and then get the piece of wood put in there, and then we'll get working on the pressure pot. All right, so we have that sitting about 55 psi, and we will let it sit for about 24 hours to let that all cure up. We'll catch you later. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the next day. We're going to take the blank out of the pressure pot here in just a moment. Real quickly, I did get a sticker from John over at Siam Woodshop. I'll put his information down below, but definitely check him out on social media. Lots of fun stuff. So check John out. All right, there we have it out. Got a little bit of the black with the gold. It's down far enough that I'm going to be able to cut that top part back. Might lose some of the Cheetah holes, but I think overall it's going to be okay. So let's get started. Because this is resin, I will be wearing my respirator, but we're going to be doing 99% of this probably with the negative rate carbide. So I'll have my dust collector on and my respirator on, and we'll go from there. Time for our Brad's Abrasive Sanding Paste. Link down below to his Etsy store where you can get that abrasive paste and tongue wax kit and give it a try. Okay, so that is our abrasive paste. Now it's time for our tongue wax finish. Hey, welcome back. So here we have our YouTube cross-channel challenge, the Cheetah Bowl ingrain. Tried to put my brand on it, didn't have quite the flat enough surface, but it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I'm pretty happy with this. Hope you guys liked that too. If you did, give it the thumbs up. If you didn't, give it the thumbs down. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and share this with your friends and your family, and let people know what we're doing over here. Getting closer to that 750 sub mark, so we're gonna have that giveaway coming up. And John, once again from Siam Woodshop, thanks for the sticker. I'll get that up on the board and we will go from there. Additionally, I have a friend, Chris Walters, and I will put a link to his channel right up here. He is a buddy of mine that I've sent some stuff to for him to make, just to have a little bit of fun, do a little swap with him. So check him out. It's amazing what people can do and what they work to overcome and work through to enjoy and do things that they love. So check him out as well. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll catch you next time.